Maidenhead's waterways. Neglected, a wasted asset, yet with huge potential to improve the appearance of the town centre. Introducing the baseline plan, bringing the Thames into town. We start at Green Lane, where the York Stream and Moorcut channels combine. Under the baseline plan, for which planning permission is now being sought, a lock, weir, boat rollers and fish paths would be installed here. Downstream of Green Lane, all the way to the Thames at Bray, the waterway is already quite large, typically 12 to 14 metres wide and half a metre deep, with just a few pinch points. The planning application is supported by an environmental impact assessment undertaken by Golder Associates. It includes a wide range of ecological surveys, studies and impact assessments, plus a flood risk assessment which the Environment Agency has advised us on. The plans will establish a navigable ring around the town centre for recreational use, comprising the restored York Stream and Moorcut channels. No changes to water levels downstream of Green Lane are involved, nor is any impact expected on the sensitive Bray Meadows SSSI and Braywick Park Nature Reserve. We set off northwest towards the town centre, travelling along the shallow York Stream channel. The Greenway path follows the channel on the left-hand side. Because the stream sits low down between the high banks, there are today only limited views of the water from the path. Despite the shallow water depth, which makes boating impractical today, the York Stream and adjoining channels already enjoy an irrevocable right of public navigation, which cannot be extinguished by lack of use. The narrow channel will be widened here, while the Green Lane Weir will raise water levels to create a stable 1.3 metre deep and 7 metre wide channel. As we approach Staffordham Way, the underlying channel is already quite wide, but the active stream occupies just 1/3 of the channel bed, with deep silt banks on either side. The silt banks will be removed, and the uplift from the weir will again increase water depth to 1.3 metres across the already wide channel. Silt has built up beneath Staffordham Way Bridge to narrow the channel width. It will be removed under the baseline plan, but neither Staffordham Way nor any other road bridge around the ring will be rebuilt or lifted simply to increase headroom. The restored waterway will therefore only support use by small boats such as canoes, punts, rowing boats and open motor launches. The channel emerges northwards towards Brunel's Great Western Railway, which cuts across the waterway route and the town. 4 attractive brick-built arches span the waterway here, the middle 2 containing a shallow stream. The Greenway footpath passes through the easternmost tunnel on the right. Passing through the tunnels, we head closer into town, where the channel again widens out, although the stream itself is very narrow with silt banks on either side. The silt banks will be removed and the bed of the channel lowered from here northwards under the baseline plans. In combination with the uplift from the weir, this will establish a 1.3 metre deep and 7 metre wide waterway within the existing banks. Continuing northward, we approach York Road Bridge, where the King George VI Social Club occupies the left bank. A small weir under the bridge will be removed, as the higher Green Lane Weir overtakes its probable function of holding up water levels in the town centre. Upstream of York Road, we pass Maidenhead Library on the left-hand side and head towards the historic Chapel Arches area. In the 1800s, the original St Mary's Chapel, after which the bridge is named, stood in the middle of the road, just in front of the Bear Hotel. Brass studs in the pavement today mark the outline of the original church, while a blue plaque on the bridge records that it was rebuilt in 1825. Opinions vary as to whether or not the old waterway was ever truly navigable. But as these images clearly show, there was once a large body of water in the town centre. The top image is an etching from 1819, before the colonnade buildings were added above the bridge. It shows a wide channel north of Chapel Arches, with St Mary's Chapel in the background. The lower image is an 1823 painting by William Pocock, showing St Ives Lake to the south of Chapel Arches, with the old York Road Bridge in the foreground. Under the baseline plans, the footbridge will be removed and the channel width more than doubled in size to make Chapel Arches into a key feature of the town centre. Only one of the 3 remaining arches today carries water, so we propose opening up and filling a second arch to maximise the visual impact. The channel curvature will also be improved on the right-hand side, to allow boats more easily to navigate the tunnel that passes underneath the colonnade. A public walkway down to the Greenway, plus a cafe and open terrace, are envisaged here under the already approved cinema site redevelopment plans. Passing through the open arch, we emerge behind the colonnade into Crown Lane, where the narrow channel is hemmed in by Hines Meadow car park on the left and the La Roche Sports Centre on the right. The ramp here will be removed to widen the channel and the footpath rerouted. The channel continues northwards to pass under the A4 dual carriageway, Sun Cloud Way. The footpaths here and under the exit from the car park are prone to flooding and will be protected under our plans. With limited space available, the waterway here will be one way before it widens out again to the north of the A4. We are now approaching Town Moor, where the York Stream and Moorcut channels first separate. The flow from the north, which feeds the town centre waterways, is currently diverted by a low weir into York Stream, leaving the Moorcut channel empty and dry under normal conditions. We turn around to head south again, this time down the dry Moorcut channel to the east, which was enlarged in the 1960s as part of the town's then flood defences. Its flood role has since been overtaken by the much larger Jubilee River scheme, which created a bund and control structure to the north of Maidenhead. This structure today limits the flows allowed into the town centre channels. Crossing Town Moor in the dry channel, we again approach the A4 dual carriageway. On the right hand side you can see the recently exposed lettering on the channel wall beside the police station car park. It marks the presence of Grace's Yard, a builder's merchant which operated here until the 1940s at Willow Wharf. The Moorcut channel will be permanently filled with water to establish the town ring, and deepened to achieve a 1.3 metre water depth to support boating by small craft. The empty channel is today over 12 metres wide, but will be narrowed slightly as spoil from excavation is used to build up a new public towpath on the left-hand side. Beneath the A4 dual carriageway, the channel is filled with rubble and other debris, but we soon arrive at the attractive balustraded Moorbridge Bridge, which adjoins Waitroses car park. Built on the original A4 London to Bath coaching route, the bridge today stands proudly over a shallow, stagnant and litter-filled pond. The channel here will be cleared and the water level raised to create an attractive, publicly accessible new waterside area. As we exit from under Moorbridge, the channel rises slightly to become dry again. Heading southwards within the Moorcut, we pass between the Waldeck Road Office Park on the left-hand side and, on the right, the back gardens of first Cedars Road and then Langdale Close. A professional survey has located a number of services lying in the channel here, which will be realigned as part of the works. This part of Moorcut is currently hidden from view, has no public access, is empty and largely forgotten. Yet the channel from here on down to Green Lane is over 12 metres wide. The channel bed will be lowered, and with the uplift from the weir will continue the navigable channel towards Green Lane. Some of the spoil from excavation will again be used to build up the left-hand bank to create a new towpath and public right-of-way within the channel banks, passing down the remainder of Moor Cut to link with the Greenway path at Green Lane. As the channel bears to the right, the Eastern Railway tunnels come into view. Built in 1838 by Brunel to carry the Great Western Railway, the four attractive brick arches are today hidden from public view. The large curved wings were added in the 1960s, when the channel was an important part of Maidenhead's flood defences. As the visualisation here shows, the flood control wings will be removed under the plans. A towpath will be added on the left-hand side, and the channel will be filled to create another key location around the town ring. We pass through one of the two central tunnels, an impressive barrel-vaulted structure, which today is dry and largely unemployed, and emerge just above Fawley's Road Bridge. Beneath the bridge is another stagnant pond with accumulated debris. Wildlife still thrives along the hidden channels despite the degraded habitat, but will be protected and encouraged under our plan. As we leave Fawley's Road Bridge, the Moor Cut channel is dry for a short while, before the bed starts to fall away again and fills with water as we approach Green Lane. Finally, we leave the Eastern Channel just above Green Lane Bridge, a popular fishing spot where the Moor Cut and York Stream channels rejoin and where we started our journey today. The visualisation shows how a lock and weir would be built here under the baseline plans, raising and holding water levels throughout the navigable town centre ring. This ends our tour of the route, and an introduction to the baseline plan for which planning consent is being sought. We hope this short presentation has helped you to understand and share our vision of this vital first step towards restoring the waterways into a major feature of a rejuvenated town centre.